South Florida, I would say, is one of the biggest talent pools in the country.
It's really the standard. It's really been a hotbed for decades.
Any kid that grew up in Miami, if you ask them what they played growing up, I mean, 99% will say I played some baseball growing up.
When you're 3 years old, you're already picking up a ball, you're picking up a bat, you're even picking up, even if it's not a baseball, you're picking up something that looks like a baseball just to kind of practice.
I started playing when I was 4.
I've played with the same group of guys since I've been 9 years old. So when I was out there, it was just like I was playing with my best friends, and we've been playing together forever. So it was like just another day at the park.
You started off through your childhood, and it's really like a lot of the time it's in your family. So sometimes one of your parents, you know, your father will bring you into the game.
It's a way of life. It's not really like, you know, they're fans. It's like that's what they live for. It's crazy.
Baseball really is one of those sports that you really see that kind of like, it's almost like a legacy. It gets passed on from, you know, generation to generation.
You have this kind of cult down here of generation and generation of parents that are bringing out their kids and have a dream of becoming a Major League Baseball player or a college baseball player.
They grow up being a kid wanting to be a major leaguer. Their parents and brothers and siblings have played baseball and sports here, so it's like a high expectation.
South Florida, I would say, is one of the biggest talent pools in the country.
Most scouts are here. You know, they're everywhere, but like if you have a scout in the Midwest, you have 5 here.
You know, we had so many homegrown guys where I could say like, hey, that guy's from Miami. You know, hey, Mike Lowell, he went to, you know, Gables High School, and that's right down the street, and he played, you know, based on the ssame parks that I did, and you say, wow, I can be like him.
We have big names like Alex Rodriguez, John Jay. When you think about those guys, you definitely like, damn, that's pretty tough. Already, coach?
There's a lot of talent down here, and so the kids grow up playing against each other.
There's an expectation to be great if you come from Miami and really represent this place.
But the weather helps a lot. You can play here all year round. When you're not playing in the season, you need to be working out if you want to be good, you know, so this is an all year round sport.
I think weather is one of the 100%, you know, attributes to, you know, South Florida being so big at baseball and being king of baseball. Where I talk to my buddies that are anywhere else in the country, unless they're on the coast, and it's, you know, it's cold, it's negative below 0, and we're outside, you go to parks.
Baseball's all year long now. The weather is great to play baseball all year long. It's competitive.
Pitcher! Give me a pitcher!
We have summer 365 days of the year, so it's every day, every kid is practicing. So it really brings out the best out of every player.
Here it's 365 days a year, unless it's Christmas, New Year's, you know, everything else is, they're playing baseball 24/7.
Three!
I feel like there's a lot of passion down here. You know, I guess it's just in our blood, in our DNA, and that's how we were raised.
Nice, right there, outside black without strike.
When you go back to the Dominican Republic, baseball is number 1. And number 2 and number 3, that's all we do there. Puerto Rico, also Panama, Colombia, Venezuela. And then in Miami, you have a big community of Latin people.
In the Hispanic community, baseball is very important. I could definitely say that.
Hispanic dads, you see them in the park. Dale, tira la pelota, throw the ball here and there, you know. You always see that spice since you're a very young athlete.
En el sur de la Florida, el latino tiende a jugar mucha pelota. Y definitivamente llegamos a la Florida, los latinos, y seguimos con nuestra cultura y tratamos de que los niños jueguen pelota.
It's kind of like their fingerprint, giving all the Hispanics and the Latinos that play the game. You know, we played a little more different.
Hispanic players just have that special spice to it that wherever they go, they just stand out.
Oh my God, I mean, you'll see things from blonde mohawks, different color, you know, batting gloves.
El pelotero latino siempre juega la pelota con un poquitico más de sabor, un poquitico más de energía, un poquitico más alegre.
It becomes part of you. It's like it's in your blood, and it translates to when you're out here, you know, even at a young age, playing the game that they've loved since they were little.
You go to Tropical Park and you see all these leagues, and most of the kids are Latin people.
We have old people that come here, like older, you know, fans, I guess, that come here that don't even have kids or family in the team. They just come every game to support.
Béisbol yo lo jugaba desde Cuba, desde que estaba muchacho en Cuba. Y entonces el dominó lo empecé así cuando llegué a Cuba. Empecé a jugar aquí en Flagami Park. Todos los domingos venimos aquí más o menos, nos reunimos esos que están ahí.
Lo tenemos en la sangre. El béisbol caribeño es alegre, divertido.
Eso en Cuba eso era como tú naces con un guante y una pelota y un bate en la mano.
A lot of our families came from Latin American countries where baseball is king. So I think that's the kind of the sport you grew up playing, you pay attention to, and you grew up in the household, trying to go out there and play baseball.
Definitely, yes, the Hispanic community is definitely a different breed. They pretty much breathe baseball, so they have their kids out in the fields 5 to 6 days a week.
It's all my son thinks about is baseball, and he works out early in the mornings before school to stay fit and make sure that he's ready to perform. And he's working hard on it already at the age of 11.
I just kind of like the camaraderie. I like being around, my teammates and being in the dugout and hanging out. And I kind of, fell in love with baseball because of that aspect.
As you grow old, you become, you love it even more because, that's what brought you up and that's what taught you a lot of life lessons.
It's so great for them to be part of a team and be pulling for each other, there for each other when things don't go well, there to celebrate, and build each other up.
It's amazing, to see the type of abilities and talents that are out there today at this level.
You have your 6'2" kids at 13 years old that they're just incredible. And then you have your little kids, but they still battle.
There's a certain desire from them families that are embedded into the kids at a young age that this is where you want to be and this is where we want you to go.
I don't want to use that word pressure with kids, but it is what it is.
Most of the times the parents put the pressure on them.
Sometimes the pressure is being put by the parents, by us. A lot of pressure, sometimes too much pressure on the kids.
Parents have an emotional tie to the game. They see their son doing bad, so they kind of get down with them.
I really just wanted my son to be competitive because when I was growing up, for me seeing that there was a lot of good talent around me and I just really didn't have that type of talent, I didn't want my son to go through that.
It's hard to control your enthusiasm when you see the kids out there working so hard.
I just want to see my son do good in a sport that we both love.
It starts at the youth level, but when you get to that high school level, that's when it really intensifies.
It's a performance-based, evaluation. Either you perform or you don't.
Everyone's good, you're not going to find teams that are, poor teams, so every game is a challenge for us.
It's a game that you can sit there and enjoy as if you're watching a Major League Baseball game.
You get so many talented athletes from down here, day in and day out. You're grinding and you're battling with these people and they're just so good. It's tough to stay up there.
That's the reason why we play this game, is to compete and try to be the best, try to excel. Every day they're going to see good talent and every day they're expected to be consistent.
It's unique, it's the last time that you're going to play for a team, not an organization, or for money. You're actually doing it because it's what you love. You're playing for your city, you're playing for your school.
If they really care about that symbol, that logo.
It's literally the most important thing, the thing I look forward to the most in every day, it's where I can just relieve my mind and just have fun.
For my son, I know it's life, it's his heartbeat. He has a passion for it, he loves it, he watches it, he learns it, he teaches it.
Some of them, it's just it's a pastime, but for a lot of it, they live and die and breathe it.
Baseball is kind of like a way of life for a lot of these families and their parents, and they take it very serious.
Down here nowadays, with this culture, you got to go all in, or not.
It's in our blood. We got to love the pressure. We got to love being in that situation where you can be the hero.
I always say there's two ways you can look at pressure. You can use it as your friend or you can use it as your enemy.
Let's be realistic. As coaches, we don't have time to give a kid 8-9 games to perform. Sometimes the kids, they don't understand that. They don't understand that now you're in competition. It's not that you have a place in the team and you're going to play eventually. No, some of these kids go through their high schools not playing a game.
It's intense, and I'm an intense coach, and I like to bring that out in my athletes as well, to play hard, play with a lot of heart, and play aggressive.
All right, rotate. You guys go to first, you guys go track.
Sometimes, obviously, the pressure gets to you, but I feel like it gives you that extra desire to succeed.
Well, it kind of just depends on the kid and where he comes from and how he can handle it. I've seen where the local kid has had a lot of pressure put on him and for whatever reasons doesn't handle those pressures and it works against him.
They live and die on the one pitch, pitch to pitch, the crowd is into it. parents are yelling, like you've got alumni coming back for years, stuff like that. Like that atmosphere, you don't always see in most places.
You know, there's a lot of pressure on us to win and all that, but you know, I just looked at it, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how, this is what I like. I like being in these pressure environments.
I'm so used to it. We get so much teaching here, the mental part of the game. You know, coach prepares us really good. We just come out, perform, and we leave it all on the field.
We're trying to prepare them for college, and in college, if you go to any college program, they don't have time for you to develop in the season. Either you're there when the season starts, or you're going to watch somebody else play.
You're ready for it when you hit Barry University, Miami-Dade, when you go to UM, FIU, wherever.
UM's always going to have a good team. FIU is going to have a good team.
Whether at a junior college or four-year school, and you see the drive in these young men.
I think the main goal that there should be for every parent is trying to get them to college first, getting them at the next level with college baseball.
Miami's a great baseball town.
Miami has been such a staple in college baseball. The history is so rich here.
Come to UM, you're competing, and you know, you're playing for one of the best programs in the country, and you know, it's something that I've always enjoyed. So, you know, that pressure is something that I try to use as my friend.
I don't give out anything. You have to win your spot. I don't care where you played. I don't care what round you were drafted in. It doesn't matter to me.
You have that background already where you're prepared for that level of competition, each level that you continue to ascend to in your career.
You want guys coming in here that are competitive guys that have played against very good competition.
No time is too big. You know, they're being put at the biggest stages here in South Florida against good competition every day.
First of all, you think of playing better talent is going to make you better, and certainly that helps.
And that already is a bridge, and it just keeps going.
Because of the way they grew up and what they played in, they're pretty ready for it.
South Florida is like the #1 hotbed in the country. It's something we take pride on. We joke around with in the clubhouse. You know, I'm gonna let everybody know, like, hey, in South Florida, Dade County, like, you know, we're #1 in baseball. You know, we're Broward and Palm Beach.
Such a hotbed of talent down here that you'll be noticed.
I think that's something that helps our guys, so when they do leave here, they're used to that when they go into the minor leagues, or they're prepared for that better. You know, I always say playing here at Miami is probably the best place you can do in terms of preparing for pro ball.
So many that have come out of Miami that have been able to cash in on that talent and become major league stars.
Parents really want their kids to be a major league player, you know, or superstar, whatever. And it's not easy, you know, a lot of things have to fall in place for that to happen.
Every kid, I think, wakes up, and every parent wakes up dreaming that their kid's going to be a Major League Baseball player.
This is their life. Making it to the major leagues is their life.
They go up to the major leagues sooner than before. You're talented, you know, you probably played 2 years in the minor and then you're up.
You know, you might be a freshman and a senior gets drafted, and then 4 years later, that guy's in the big leagues. So that's something that's really cool here, where you can say, like, man, I know that guy.
Names go on, and you just see guys that have excelled at this level, that really got their start here. It's remarkable. You see a lot of people from this area really make it all the way to the top.
This country, I would say, at one time or another, somebody played ball.
Well, you think of sports in general as something you do when you're young, and we kind of harken back to that.
We are registered people 65 and older. They have to be able to run at least.
As long as they can walk, share the time together, they'll do it for a couple hours a week.
It's a lot of work for people our age to run all the way around the bases as quick as you can, but we do it.
This is my entertainment, and I feel young again when I'm here.
It means so much for us that most of us don't even miss a day of playing.
We have so much fun, we forget that we're old.
I'm not in the world of the grandpa or whatever, you know. I am, like I said, I feel like a young kid.
You cannot separate baseball from what we do here, because baseball was the first thing we all did as kids.
I mean, this goes through your parents, to the kids, to your grandparents, everybody.
That's why they call us the young viejos. Viejo, of course, meaning old man in Spanish.
I think a lot of those guys are the guys that didn't forget where they came from. You know, those are the guys that want to see their community succeed. They want to see it, keep it going forward. You know,
let know the older community that we can do something. You know, that we can still play and enjoy it.
The aches, the pains, they just go away for a couple hours.
In my case, this is my church.
It's really the standard that a lot of them really strive for and they're really held to.
There's this intensity to win.
So many things got to happen for certain kids to come into a game, and sometimes they don't get that opportunity.
Our athletes put so much into it, and there's no guarantee to work.
Some of the kids don't take it too well. Some of the parents don't take it too well. Now the level of play is even harder. Now the expectations are even higher.
Even if you get drafted and you sign professionally, and then they go into it and they get 2 years of school and they don't make it, where do they go?
So if you're not at a certain level, once you get to college or once you get to the minors, you're just not going to make it. The game is too hard.
The chances of making it to the major leagues are probably 1%.
Sometimes it's life or death. Sometimes it's more than a game to certain people.
There's always that deep connection where it's something that's attainable and you can reach and you can see it.